Well, hey everybody. Charley, it's Contractors Corner. You tuned in. I'm sure you know what we're doing. Anyhow, today is Tuesday, August 16th. Looked at the damn calendar again. 2022. And it's that time again, y'all. And I hope y'all are groovy and don't start with your finally crap, Alan. I don't want to hear your mess. You know what? We're just going to ban you, block you, stuff. Look, Rosie's even laughing at you. I'm just saying. And Jeff's doing math. Watch, let's throw Jeff up too, just for fun. Jeff's doing math. He's like, you bastard. What is going on? Sean Holloway, what's up, buddy? Hey, you. Go back to your math, Jeff. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Purple Yeti, what's going on? I don't even know how to act today. I didn't take any of my drugs until late today, so I'm... Oh, yeah. It ought to be peaking here. Yeah, it ought to be peaking here pretty soon. Paul Phillips, what's going on? Ken Kelly, who are you calling a meathead? Meathead, you're the meat. I'm not a meathead. You're a meathead. Can't tell me I'm a meathead. Hello, Don Carr. He said, hope you all had a great day. Look, I'm moving from one bedroom into a different room in my house because my daughter and her kids are going to be here and they're moving back to the house. And so we didn't accomplish much today.
I'm on a reset in Walcott, so there you go.
Walcott. Are you at the Iowa 80 though, actually?
Yeah. You got my max mileage last night?
I got mine yesterday. Oh, so it was funny. So get this. I walked in the house and I got a little paranoid because the box for the max mileage was sitting on my couch. And I thought, oh my God, if there's a drip coming out of that, it's going to eat straight through the floor.
Probably. It's not your floor anyway. You're renting.
Right? Dennis Lewis. Good evening, Charlie Jeff, the boss, Rosie. Purple Yeti. Little drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad.
Confined cooking. What's going on? Good evening, everyone. Sean Conyers. Hello. Craig Hutchinson. Look, there's all kinds of people here. Chris. He said howdy with a little cowboy hat emoji, dude. I like that one. David Jones. I don't know why I feel like you need to say that name that way. Is that weird? It's probably weird. I don't know what the heck's going on.
It's weird. If there's a question in your mind, Charlie, it's weird.
You know what? I don't think that's going to be a true statement. Whatever. I think you're trying to steer me wrong. You're probably the devil on my shoulder today. Alan Becker said, I can't reset in Walcott. He spent too much money. Just saying. James Vaughn is here. I saw him earlier. I was actually chatting with him and John briefly right before the show in the YouTube channel. Just saying. Paul Phillips been on the West Coast for 3 weeks. Oh, okay. As long as you're making money, that's all it makes. That's all that matters. Wow. Mouth got stuck. Brain froze up. Alan the Flamingo should be in on Thursday. Nice. Alan wants to know how the freight's going out there on the West Coast. Gabe R. Hello, my fellow Americans. How do you know we're all Americans? Just saying. You don't know that. You're making assumptions. I'm just saying. Rosie's kind of American. Just kidding. Let's see. Paul Phillips said he's going past Iowa 80. He's going past Iowa 80 tonight. You guys should hang out and oh my God, look at that cup. Sweet Jesus, that is a big cup. God, that thing was like the size of your chest. It looked like it made you look like a little tiny kid holding a cup. Like you're like a little kid holding a man-sized cup, Jeff. I'm just saying. What? I identify as alien Christian. said. I still think the best one ever is Miss D'Lo. Her son came home one day and stated that he identifies as an attack helicopter. And I thought, well, that's just a fine thing to identify as. Oh, that's awesome, Jeff. F. You see what I did there? That was fun. My bad. I apologize, buddy. Jeff's having sound issues with me. He's like, I'm hearing every other word. And 1, 7, 12. Did you hear me count from 1 to 12, Jeff?
No.
Sweet Jesus, we're in trouble tonight. It's going to be something else. Jeff must have reefer trucks driving in front of him at the I-80. I think we had this problem with the I-80. Like every time someone drives in front of him, they like block his signal or something. Okay, wait. I saw something. Chris said he has 2 questions. Number 1. Oh, he left.
Uh-oh.
Number 1 was the MRP has a maintenance account you cannot withdraw from. Wait. Oh, wait. I clicked on the wrong thing. With an MRP truck, good Lord, what account does the funds draw from? I have the standard maintenance and the MRP account. It depends on what's being done. I honestly, I don't know. You know what? Alan. Whatever Alan says. He said, the MRP has a maintenance account you cannot withdraw from. But any repairs, it'll come from the mileage deduction account first, then the other. Exactly. Okay. And with Chris's second question was, with the AB5 in California, is it safe to run the I-5 as long as you're making miles? I heard Jeff was there a couple weeks back. With the AB5. So I don't think the AB5 is going to actually plays into your question. However, you need to make sure, what do we say? Ken Kelly, 51, you can't exceed 51%. Is that correct? And Ken Kelly can answer this question better. Is it worth running the I-5 as long as you're making miles, Ken? Ken said yes. And what's the rule on the amount of miles or the amount of time you can spend in California and not get tagged on that? That's the other part of that. Yeah, so as long as you don't exceed 51%, or 51% of your freight has to be outside of California. I think I'm saying that right. Oh, my gosh. So 49% of your freight can be California. The rest cannot be California. Hey, you know what? Wait. I forgot. Let's get the fuel surcharge. Let me get that done. Y'all hold on to your drawers and let's do this real fast because I won't do it at all if I don't do it now. So I'm just saying we got to get that done because then people will be yelling at me and know some people already posted it. I don't know. I'm just saying I need to make this happen. Hey, the phones are open. 813-548-3722. That's 813 live SCC. Let's do the fuel surcharge report. So this week, the national average went down 8 cents, technically 0.082, down to 4.911. The West Coast Pad 5 also went down almost 9 cents, 0.089 to 5.541. Brings our fuel surcharge this week to 0.616. It's only a drop of just under a penny and a half. West Coast fuel surcharge stayed at 10 cents because the gap between the Pad 5 and the National is only 0.63 cents. There you go. We got that. Watch this. I'm going to throw it up on the little ticker bar on the bottom and be like, pow, look at that. We got that one going in the right direction now, and we got that out of the way. So if anyone missed it, it's scrolling across the bottom. Feel free to tune in and read the bottom and all that sort of thing. Dennis Lewis, it didn't crash. Oh, my God. Dennis Lewis is like the sky is falling. It's like the fuel surcharge is tanking. And I'm like, dude, it went down $0.015, but that's all right. That's cool. You know, one man's crash is another man's minor inconvenience or slight dip or something like that. Anyhow, let's get back out of here and do stuff. Oh, Jeff saved me. Just save me, man. Jeff is in and out, freezing, disappearing. There's no look. There's someone screenshot that. We got a smiley face on Jeff.
He does smile.
Screenshot it. There's proof he smiles. I'm just saying. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. I've gotten lost.
Oh shoot.
The MRP has 2 accounts. One's mileage band, cents per now account. You have the MRP warranty account. These accounts are there for all repairs on your truck. Okay, yes, I have those, and I also have a 61. I'm. You guys, you know what? You two should get on the show right now and just run this thing for me, because you would probably be doing this better right now. Because I'm not even gonna lie, I'm so lost right now. Oh, and he's gone. Oh my gosh! I know Dennis said he hates when it drops, and at that point he sees the sky is falling. TK, my brother from another mother, what's going on, man? Jarrett Young, good to see you. Hey, by the way, yeah, we don't have anything planned for this week. We are totally turning it over to you guys. So you guys are going to drive the show. If it's only 14 minutes long, it's your fault, not mine this week. I'm just saying. And if it goes 4 hours, again, your fault, not mine. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have to take a nap and visit the old rest area. You dig? I'm just saying. Whatever. So, yeah, if you guys got questions, by all means, throw them up. If you want to call in, the phones are open. 813-548-3722. Let me throw that back up there just for fun for anyone who might be new and not know the numbers.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome, babe. Go get that call. Yeah, she's out there doing that thing. I dig it. It's fun. Oh, Lisette called you. You mean owner, operator, consultant, Lisette? Uh-huh. Just let Alan take over the show today. For real, right? Alan, get in here, man. Come take this show over. You got access to video? Come on, man. We can do it. You can do it. Good job, Dennis. I appreciate that, buddy. We're going to have to put that up on one of these days just for, fun stuff. Let's see. Rick Jenkins is on the phone. Rosie's going to get him set up. Come on, Alan. You can get in here and run this thing, man. I don't even know what to do today. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. I hear Jeff logging back in. I'm drinking coffee, y'all. It's one of those days. Got to get me a fresh cigar going because I don't even know what the heck's going on. Jeff's screen is all black to me, though, so that's pretty awesome. He's got some fascinating internet going on today over there at the Iowa 80. And, yeah, this is good stuff. So bear with us today, guys. As always, the technologies are doing wonderful things for us. Hey, Chris, don't drop the soap, yo. Just saying. Oh, wait, you're by yourself. Drop the soap all you want. It's fine. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. Hey, you live how you want to live, brother. Excuse me. So, yeah, Jeff is trying to log back in. Hang tight there for a minute, Rick. I want to see if I can get Jeff back in here, and then we'll jump into your stuff. But if anyone else, if any of you guys want to call in, please do so. Rosie will take your call and get you lined up and let us know what's going on. New. Oh, too cool. New to Swift 00. I see that. So, too cool. If you got any questions, by all means, type them up in the chat, or feel free to call the number you see scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you have any questions, anything like that, call that number. The beautiful Rosie, my lovely wife here, who I'm going to put on the screen when she's not ready for it. And she'd be happy to take your call and get you set up and all that sort of stuff. And we'll talk to you on the air if you want to do that. And so, yeah, welcome. We're glad you're here. And How did I not see that one? I did not see that one pop up in my chat. That's what's crazy. So yeah, babe, keep flagging things that you see there, because I'm having another. I don't know why. Hey, Alan, you should get on and talk about the break in tire safety blitz this month. You should absolutely get in here and do that, Alan. Hey, Alan, in case you didn't know, the number is 813-548-3722. That's 813 live FCC. So let's see. I can't. That's just too many letters that don't spell a thing to me. I'm gonna call you Ben or Tommy. Still waiting to get processed in to be a driver for Alan. Oh, you're that guy. Okay, cool. Yeah. Good luck. I'm sorry. Apparently there's a bit of a wait there. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know those people that handle that processing stuff. I don't even know what to call you. I think I'm going to call you. Maybe we'll call you.
His name is Ben.
We're going to call you Lisa. Don't get mad. Come on. I know, Alan. Get on the dang phone. We got to talk about that because that's actually a good topic. But first, you know what? I can't get Jeff in here, so you know what? We're just going to do this. I'm going to bring Rick on the phone. Let me make sure I got my stuff up over here. That sounded funny. Jeff's not here to scold me for saying that. I'm just saying. Let me adjust myself. Good God, see that? I just keep coming up with jokes that tickle me in my brain. Yeah. Let's see how this works. And Rick, go. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
How
my
are you,
God.
man?
I didn't know if it was going to work. I just have no faith in anything right now, technology-wise, man. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fantastic. You're still living a dream.
You know, we're trying, right?
Yes, sir. All we can do.
Oh, Lord.
You
All
guys
right.
doing all right in that new truck? How is
Oh,
it?
I love it, dude. This thing's amazing. Like, our fuel mileage is through the roof, and hell, I love it. It doesn't hurt as bad to drive. It's not beating me up and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, it's great because, you know, you can just, you hit that, there's a button on the steering wheel. And once you hit that button, you don't even have to sit in the driver's seat anymore. Like, you can go down, lay down in the back and just take a nap, you know, doing like 72 down the road. Oh, wait, no, that's not true. I'm lying. One of you better not do that and then blame me, because I'm just kidding. It's a joke. This is entertainment, y'all. Are you not entertained? What? Babe.
I did roll off the bed like a little panda.
Oh my God, you should have seen her roll off the bed. I touched the brake a little heavy at one point this week. And it was while she was reaching in and like crawling across the bed to fix some pillows or something. And as I touched the brake, it threw her backwards. And then she had this slow kind of not controlled panda. I don't know if you watch these panda videos on YouTube, stuff like that. They're hilarious. But she looked like one of those pandas, slow motion rolling off the bunk onto the floor, head all up between cabinets. And it was something else, y'all. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was something else. For real. Like for real. I just and I just looked back. I'm like, I laughed, and then afterwards I felt bad, and she had already laid down and put her headset on, and then I'm like, I wonder if she's mad at me. And then she wasn't. So then I had to apologize. And it was something. It was something. Rick, what's going on, man?
Well, we had this test. The whole thing started because somebody made a comment about them saving $160 something for the week or whatever, equated to $9,000 and change over the course of a year.
Right.
And I disputed that, right?
Yes.
So you and Jeffrey challenged me to do the test. All right. Test versus MPG versus running hard, right?
Right.
So after I took June off, I got back on the road and I did the test. Okay. So the first 2 weeks, grueling. Very relaxing, but grueling.
What was your speed there?
63 miles an hour.
That's right.
Like I said, grueling. All right.
I got you.
And I mean, overall, we're all in this to make as much money as we can, right? I mean, everybody's going to run their truck the way they want and how they feel comfortable, so on and so forth. Some people drive their truck to make as much as they want to make, you know?
Gotcha.
Like you and Rosie.
Absolutely.
You guys run your truck as much as you need to, not to make exactly, you know, as much as you can, just
Right.
as much as you want to, right? And then there are others that want to make it the most of it. You know, you're out on the road, make as much money as you can, you know? So, and this helps a lot of the newer guys with the mileage differences. So the first week, I ran 63 miles an hour. I only fueled twice that whole week. MPGs were over 9 miles per gallon. It was a beautiful thing.
Right.
All right. I ran loaded miles. I ran 1,999. Empty miles around 694.
Right.
All right. What I deposited into my bank account was 1681.15.
Right.
Okay. After all deductions, blah blah blah. You know, that's what goes into my account. And I have a truck payment.
Right.
So the second week was another week of 63. I ran 2,454 miles loaded and 520 miles empty.
Right.
I netted 1824.42.
Right.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a great paycheck. Then I went back to the way I run, and the first week I ran back the way I run, my loaded miles were 3,267. My empty miles were 409. My net was $3,444.17.
Right.
Then the second week, my loaded miles were 3,092 with empty of 720. My net was 2,682 that week.
Right.
Because I had a lot more, empty miles than I had, and the FSC dropped, you know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So when you're looking at the MPGs versus making the money, and this is only for ERF. People on an ERF account. It has nothing to do with OTR or dedicated or anything like that. But if you're on the ERF account and you want to make as much as you can, my opinion, you need to run as hard as you can and manage your clock. And you can't be concerned about the money that you spend because it takes money to make money.
I hear what you're saying. And I see the numbers. Oh, yeah. Jeff's on the phone because he can't keep a connection on the video. So he's on the phone with us as well now.
Okay.
Go, Jeff. You start.
I only heard about half of it.
Oh.
I'm going to take exception with one thing I did hear you say, Rick. I don't just make enough money to pay my bills. I try to make as much money as humanly possible running this truck as efficiently as I can.
Right.
That is the whole point of being in business.
No, exactly.
So I'm going to take exception to that statement. So, but
no, it wasn't directed at any particular person.
But I also factor in things that you're not factoring in. And Charlie, I were talking about this the other day. My tires last twice as long as yours do. I almost guarantee it. I do have as many B services. My truck will last longer without an M frame because I'm not running it as hard.
Right.
So there's all those things that I factor into my business that guys that run balls to the walls all the time do not factor in. So do you factor those things in to your calculus?
But if I'm making twice the money, I can afford to do all that stuff.
But you're not making twice the money. You're making about 15% more than I am. See?
I'm not. Well, this is not about you and I. This is about the ERF account. You're OTR. This is only for people on the ERF.
If you were on OTR, you would be making not as much as more as me. Part of your calculus is, in fact, that EFR account, and that has to be factored in. But if you pay more attention to what you are spending, because you're still on a mileage contract, right? You're not on percentage, are you?
Correct. I'm on mileage. So the more miles I run, the more money I make.
And the more money you spend. The only thing you have control over is your speed, because your clock, and those things, the speed is going to factor into your overhead. Really, the only thing that we can control in a mileage contract is our overhead. That's it. You can do so many miles a week. And so Charlie and I are always going to say, try and get your overhead as low as possible. Now,
and I agree with that. That's common knowledge and common sense for anybody who has run a business. But in this industry, on a per mile basis, when you're getting paid per mile, it's about what you profit.
It's always about what you profit. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. That's what anybody. That's business 101.
But I think in this,
thing,
Rick, is
another thing.
Go ahead.
You're talking about all the maintenance issues that you're going to have. I'd probably say 85 to 90% of the people who are owner operators or contractors, what have you, their trucks are under warranty, be it MRP or factory. So they're good to 450 on a factory, 450,000 on factory, where it's going to cost them some downtime, not any real money out of pocket. Secondly, on the MRP, they're looking at maybe 20% of whatever the cost is. They're going to have the wear and tear items, the fee services and the tires and headlights and things of that nature. But those are a once a year type. I mean, not the fee service, but like drive tires are once a year, maybe.
Once every 3 years for me. I'm just going to put that out.
Well, and I understand that. I'm just saying, but if you look at when I drove 63 miles an hour versus when I drove the way I normally drive, the first week of each one, I made more than twice the first week.
Yeah, but you also did. When we look at your mileage, though, that first week is pretty low on mileage for you. So when you have
that was 63 miles an hour.
Yeah, but you could have done 3,000 at 63 easy. As a matter of fact, if you do the calculus, your last week you only averaged 63 miles an hour.
I would challenge you to come out here and get on the ERF account.
Okay.
I would love you to do that.
I would be down with that, but I'm not going to live over there, and that's the problem.
Well, you don't have to live over here.
Yeah, they kick you off though once you get so far west. I'd have to switch contracts every other week. But Charley,
you have to go home every week. Right.
Actually, I could do it for a quarter maybe.
So Alan's saying that
for me, I could go OTR. For me, I could go OTR and do what you're doing. However, my only issue would be the fact that I don't have the connections that you do.
Oh, we could fix that.
I don't have the relationship with planners. I don't have the relationship with planners that you do out there versus the relationship I have with planners on the ERF. And all that has to be factored in as well. So I'm just trying to throw out there that, yes, maintenance is involved, so on and so forth, but you have to remember your truck is moreover going to be under warranty than not, and it's going to cost you much less overall when you're driving.
But
now, if your truck is paid off, it has nothing to do with it.
So is your goal not to own your truck free?
Oh, no. My goal is to own my truck. But my truck is my tool as well. I'm going to use my tool and keep my truck maintained properly. And I'm willing to spend the money to do it, whatever it takes, because...
But that's part of what we're getting at, Rick, is because... Okay, look at it this way. Let's talk about the tires for starters, right? So let's say a year and a half you get out of your tires, and Jeff is doing 3 years on his tires. The wear and tear on the motor, you said, you're touting that, because you're making more, you can afford to spend more on the maintenance on the wear and tear, and that most of that wear and tear is going to be covered under the warranty. So, but if you're wearing out those parts faster and sooner by driving at those higher rates, you're going to wear the truck out overall sooner, meaning you're going to have to do an in-frame, say 700,000 miles versus 1.5 million miles, which means your next in-frame after that is going to be even sooner. So let's say, let's, for happy numbers, let's say you have to do an in-frame at 800,000. Your next one will probably be due somewhere around 400,000 or 500,000. So now we're talking about 1.3 million miles on the truck, and you've done 2 in-frames, possibly replace the motor completely. So if we try to factor that into it, and judging, looking at the numbers that you're running right now, I would personally want to throw out your first week numbers, because the 1,900 miles or the 2,000 miles, I think were abnormally low for a normal week. Like I know Alan is out there, doing ERF at times, and he's steady pulling in 3,000 miles, 2,500 miles a week, and he doesn't exceed 65. So that 2 miles an hour difference from 63 to 65 isn't a huge difference. It is in pennies and dollars over the course of a year. But now, you factor in that at 1.3, you've done 2 in-frames. Let's just say 2 in-frames. At 1.5, Jeff will be at about 1 in-frame. So that's another 20 grand there right off the top difference. You calculate in the
32.
Okay, 32. You factor in the tire cost. You're spending $5 grand every year and a half. Jeff's spending $5 grand every 3 years. Again, that's another $5 grand thrown into that number.
I'm going to throw this in there though. So does the ERF count or go north at all?
Yes.
Or is it the entire coast, or is it?
Yes, it's the whole.
Okay.
Eastern.
Oh no, it goes from Louisiana to Illinois and everything east.
Okay. So I was wondering if maybe a regional tire would solve that problem, because they have regional tires specifically for like the Southeast.
No, because it's the entire side. Yeah. So an OTR tire is.
I don't know how long my tire. I don't know how long my drives will last. I say a year, only because that's what the mechanic told me, that they last about 100,000 miles. But I bought them. The recaps from Edwardsville Terminal. I bought them last September. Actually, I'm coming up on a year, because I bought them last October, at the end of September, last October type time frame. So I still have plenty of tread. So I'm not really being ready to buy new tires. So
part of what we're trying to get to, though, Rick, is that with you're saying that your profit is the bottom line, right? But you can't calculate the profit without knowing what the maintenance costs are for the course of the year. Does that make sense? Or over the life of the truck.
Right.
And what we're saying is that while you are seeing bigger profits right now, today, tomorrow, that come the time that you start needing to repair and replace and that sort of thing, that the bigger profits you're making now are going to turn into smaller profits than you were making on the lower speed. Because you're going to have to come out of pocket deeper later.
The cost of doing business.
But that changes your profit margin. That's the thing, though, is that changes what your profit is. It completely changes the calculus.
I got a question for you on those recaps too. Do you happen to know how much you save doing recaps versus virgin?
$150 each. According to the mechanic. I had driven 1,000 miles, basically 1,000 miles, and then I had a blowout on one of the recaps, and I was hot. Hot. Had to have it, had a virgin put on, and decided at that point, when it comes time to replace them all again, they're all virgins, no matter what. Okay.
Did they sell you Did they sell you the Michelin recaps, or were they something else?
No, the Michelins.
Okay. That's the one Charlie was saying that he'd be willing to put on his truck if he had to.
If it was the Michelin cores and a Michelin recap by Michelin themselves, I would run them. That's what I had on my white singles and got phenomenal.
That's what I've got. And that's what I've got are the Michelins, because I mean it saved me a lot of money, and plus the tires that came off, I got extra $50 per.
Yeah, for the
savings for the the swap out or whatever.
But to go back to the profit thing is you're stating that the goal of business is for your business is to make as much money as you possibly can, right? But if your overall costs exceed what we pay, right? And I'm in a truck with a payment again, so all you people that yelled at me for being in a paid for truck, pound sand. The overall cost of the truck should be less for me because of the way that I run my truck, because I'm not going to wear it out. And my overall profit over the life of the truck should be great. And I can't say should be greater than yours. Let's say you and I were running identical operations, that my overall profit on the life of that truck should not only be better, but should exceed it by a great amount over the course of the life of the truck.
But that's speculation.
It's not.
That's true speculation,
but it's not.
No one knows the future.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. If we ran everything, a perfect world, you and I were running side by side, running the same things, because
perfect world.
But that's what I'm saying is because of the nature of the way that you're going to wear your truck out, you're going to wear your truck out so much faster than mine. You're going to wear your tires out way faster than mine. You're going to wear brakes out way faster than mine. You're burning up far more fuel than I am burning up every year. Even if we're doing the same amount mileage, and I know you don't think that that's possible, but I can assure you that, let me get a calculator here because I'm going to do some math and I don't want to just speak out of the backside of my butt. So Jeff, talk for a second while I play with some numbers.
What?
Exactly.
I'm trying to get my phone to work here.
Yeah, don't do it. It's useless. Forget that phone. You're going to have a new one in 2 weeks, a week and a half. Anyhow.
Yeah, the man phone, not the flip.
That's right.
Talking about, hey, let's segue into Vegas real quick. You're talking about possibility of classes, stuff like that, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alan Becker's going to do a maintenance class.
Yeah, and that sounds great. What about like a time management, like a clock management class?
So we talked about that, Charlie and I did. And here's the thing. Everything that we had to say about clock management would take about 5 minutes. Because, and bear with me here, and by the time you're an owner-operator, you should know how to manage your clock. What we would more be interested in is going over profit and loss and talking about, just like we are right now, getting to the core of how healthy is your business really. Because Charlie and I both, throughout our careers, it's easy for us because I have a Charlie and Charlie has a Jeff, right? To slap us back into reality when we start looking at, dude, I made, this much money last week. And Charlie will say, yeah, but didn't you just put a new air filter in? What did that cost you? All that type of stuff. So, starting to get into, and this is kind of where we're going with you, is looking at your actual profit and loss statement, which you should be looking at every 30 days. I look at my stuff every 30, 90, and for the year. That's the time frames that I look at. One of the things I saw working with Sue, and we didn't really work with you. We worked with you through Sue, kind of, is that this is not a 30-day test. I just did a 30-day test on my truck, like a full 30 days, to see what going 68 miles an hour everywhere I went would do to my bottom line.
Right.
And I lost money. I lost my ass. I was not happy with that. My month was about $2,000 down from what I normally expect. So,
I don't understand that. I mean, I've been blessed. I have been blessed because my truck runs well. All right. And I keep it maintained, and I typically don't have issues. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the maintenance and whatnot, you know, don't come into play a lot for me. You know, there are other drivers that have, you know, they're constantly broken down, and that stinks for them. You know, they can't really make it for me. But
I haven't had a breakdown in over a year, though, so that's not a factor for me. What was the factor is 68 versus 60. That was what the factor was, period. I did pick up a few more miles, but it did not increase my bottom line because it was all going out my tailpipe. That was my experience on my truck. And I said that specifically to say this. All the stuff you hear us say is a by and large statement. You guys know that running Walmart BCs, I will put the pedal to the metal. And there's reasons for that because it makes sense. It pencils out. I'm spending next to nothing for fuel at the BCs, all that stuff.
Right.
So it actually pays to try and get that extra 200-300 miles in a week. But out here in OTR land, you know, Charlie will tell you, I called him 3 days into my test this month. And when I went back down to 60, and I'm like, dude, I am not doing that 68 bullshit. Oh, sorry. Stuff anymore. Unless I have to make a load. And 9 times out of 10, I could tell you that in my business, there's only a couple times where I have to do 68. Either I'm on some sort of FedEx or I'm doing, and by the way, FedEx, those are like 5-pound loads, so it doesn't really matter. I'm doing Walmart that requires, if I'm going to get 2 loads a day in, I've got to floor it because I'm doing 2 loads and 3 stores on each load. So I really do need to do that to make my money, which might be, I don't know. I can talk to other people too that run your account, and maybe that is the way it is for you. You know, you're just load to load to load like we are at Walmart. And the third reason is I done screwed up and I slept in or something that's my fault. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, well, shoot, I started out 8 hours ahead of schedule, but then my stupid butt got watching reels or something and slept in. So that's my fault. Those are the only times that I've got to pump it up in my operation. So after my test in my operation, I can tell you absolutely 60 miles an hour. The other thing is that's the sweet spot on my truck. I don't know what the sweet spot on your truck is. I've got a 16 Cascadia. So at 60 miles an hour, my TAC is just above 1200, which is perfect for the DD15.
So
I could slow it down to about 58, and 58 will be right on 57, 58 will be right on 1200. So I could slow down a little bit more, but I just don't want to.
In that sense, I guess 63 would be the sweet spot for me, for my truck, because when I was doing 63 for those 2 weeks, I was literally just over 12.
Okay. What are you driving? I forget.
2020 Cascadia.
Okay. So it's probably really similar to mine. Might be a little different with the newer truck. But yeah, you talk to Sue, and she kind of gets on our case a little bit because we always talk about speed, right? And she is correct. You got to look at where's your RPMs at given speed, because that power band, that's where your mechanical, Charlie, help me out because I always forget, mechanical
advantage.
Mechanical advantage takes place is during that, in that sweet spot. So that could be a thing. We actually had a lady that we worked with was a couple of years ago, Charlie, that had this crazy truck that had these really weird rear ends. I don't even remember what they were.
They were crazy.
But literally, in any kind of fuel mileage, she had to be on flat land doing 65. That was just, if she went below 65, her fuel mileage would tank. So, and it's just where the sweet spot was on her engine because of those rear ends and the way it was set up.
Right.
We told her that the leasing company, she didn't go through IAL, she went through that other one. they never should have given her that truck because they were supposed to be giving that truck to respect for Swift.
Right.
And that truck was not spec for our operation. And you know what she ended up doing, Rick? She ended up keeping the truck because she loved it. And we were just like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is.
I mean,
we have these discussions with people
certainly.
and people get hurt or whatever. It's like, well, it's your business. We could talk numbers and give you our opinions, but I'm looking at your numbers right now, and I don't know what to tell you other than that's some pretty good numbers.
I mean,
we always say numbers.
Right.
We always say numbers don't lie. So.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how to keep myself running. Out on the ERF.
Again, yeah, but I think where you're going to find a loss of profit is in that maintenance realm down the road. Because that's one of the things that people don't think about, and it is because I think, like you said, most of us have newer trucks with a warranty on them, so that's not something you think about is stuff that's under warranty. Whereas for me, I don't have a warranty anymore. I haven't for a long time. I just stroke a check when something goes wrong. So,
so it does make a big difference for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's coming directly out of your pocket.
Yeah, but the warranty work comes out of your pocket directly as well.
Mm-hmm. Because you paid for it when
Absolutely.
You bought the truck.
Yeah, but that and your downtime. I mean, your warranty work is taking you how much time?
Your downtime.
And that downtime is valuable, trackable time.
I can tell you this too, that on the time thing, I can tell you this for a fact. If you and I walk into the Freightliner, any Freightliner, and you have warranty work to be done, and I've got my debit card out, you're going to be there for 5 days. I'm out there tomorrow. I'm down there tomorrow.
Oh yeah, cash is king. Cash is king. Guaranteed.
That's the other thing to think about. As the truck gets older, that's one of the things that keeps people from buying their truck. Oh, I need that warranty. Not if you're running your business properly, you don't.
Oh no, and I am running my business properly. I don't need the warranty. It's just a beautiful thing that I still have it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I am financially equipped to take on whatever happens, barring a blown engine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I get towed, I'm not calling Swift to say, hey, can you hook me up with a tow truck? No, I'm calling a tow truck directly because I know it costs extra money to call on road to have them schedule something or get something set up for us.
Hang on, Alan has something to say. He wants to join this fray as well. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to throw him up here in the call too. Alan, I hope you're ready because I'm throwing you on. Man.
Who?
Alan Becker. Welcome to the show.
Hey, I'm ready.
He's our resident mechanical expert at Contractors Corner Consulting Group.
Right. He's our dude.
You like that I started actually. Are you happy that I actually started promoting you, Alan? You're on the hot seat.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, Alan. What do you got,
Alan? You want to say something?
There's a lot.
Start at the beginning and work through, brother. Remember, we're all here to learn.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. We're all here to learn. And just hearing your numbers for your miles kind of concerns me a little bit because, as stated, I run ERF, and I never have a fluctuate that big of a mileage gap. I get that we could all have different connections and planners and whatnot. But as I comment on the show, if you're watching along kind of on the chat, no matter when somebody sends you a pre-plan or a dispatch or anything, it'll tell you what department they're from, their name, what location, and 9 out of 10 times it'll have a phone number. I will save everyone that comes to my phone as a contact. And I'm not here waiting for Swift to send me a load. I'm 300 to 500 miles out from delivery. I'm already calling that planner where I'm going near and getting my next load out, so I'm not waiting.
Right, as you should be.
So, to have these huge mileage gaps and saying, it's hard to do this on the ERF account.
No. When did I say it was hard being on the ERF account?
No. He said to run. When you said it was not hard being on the ERF, you said it was harder to get the miles running slower speed. That you would get more mileage running faster.
I would get more miles.
No faster than 65. I don't go over 65 no matter what.
Okay.
That is my sweet spot. Even, I am a mentor, yes. But even when my students do drive, we don't go above 65. Sometimes they do 63 because they're not comfortable, and it's fine. And the miles still come because I'm proactive enough to find my next load, to get us moving, where we're not sitting and waiting for Swift to say, oh, hey, I don't have anything. Any Swift will tell you, I don't have nothing, which 9 out of 10 times, you can call somebody else, and they'll find you something. I don't care if it's 300 miles. You're getting out of that area and get to a better area.
Well, Alan, if you actually knew my numbers and knew my OOC, you would understand that I don't sit.
You guys have the same
sit.
OOC.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Sue can tell you directly how I run. And she knows I'm extremely proactive. I am just like you in that regard. When I pick, if I pick up a load today and it's only 600 miles, I'm calling as soon as I get on the interstate saying, hey, I'm going to be there tomorrow by noon. Where's my next one at?
Yeah.
I am just as proactive, and
then another thing you need to look at, when you were saying, the money's different because an OTR rate's lower than the ERF rate, more miles doesn't always mean more money. You got to pay attention to those mile bands and then the pay band that matches that mileage. So yeah, you can run a 900-mile load, but I have 2 loads that are 400 miles a piece and make more money in the end than your one 900-mile load will pay you. Because I
understand that very well.
At a higher pay rate.
Yeah, I think he's mentioned that before too.
So I lost service up in the mountains over here in New York. At a certain point, the show cut out for me. So.
Yeah,
you've got the Jeff experience.
Yeah, so that's a different X28. But yeah, so ask questions. If you want to contact, we all share contacts.
So
Alan, you're getting those kind of miles, the same kind of miles that I'm getting, right? Alan.
Yeah.
Alan, you're getting the same kind of miles I'm getting, right?
What is your miles in the end?
All right, so my biggest week when I ran back to what I was running, total empty and loaded combined was 3676.
Okay.
For the week. All right.
Your biggest week was actually 3812.
Oh no. Yeah, you're right. 3812 combined. Perfect. Okay. But I'm a solo driver. I don't have.
Yeah, and that was running
I'm
faster,
a solo
right?
driver. I'm not a mentor. I'm sorry?
Yeah. That was going at the fastest speed.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, that was at 70.
Was that going the faster speed or the slower?
Okay.
That was at foot on the floor speed.
Okay. You see, you might have ran more miles, but you costed a lot more in the end to get those, because foot on the floor, these trucks are governed with a camera at a certain speed. And if you have a foot on the floor and you're constantly combating that cutoff speed, you're actually using more fuel than anything. Because your truck's trying to turn on the Jake brakes while you're flooring the truck. It's killing it.
Yeah, but that's kind of his point, is that he's looking at just the bottom line. More is still more, is what he's saying.
The weekly bottom line, though.
Whichever one you want.
But that's what we're looking at, is the weekly bottom line. But see that, and that's where
into your bank account.
But that's where I fall back on, is the weekly bottom line doesn't give you the true number, because we don't know what your total maintenance costs are going to be.
Yeah, you won't know until you've ran that truck for 6 months at one speed, and you kind of can get a good idea of a good solid number. You can't do a test and switch it halfway through a month to try 2 separate things, because now everything just changed.
Oh, I've run my truck long, more than 6 months at the speed that I go. and I always make a great paycheck when I run my speed.
Okay.
You know, I'm netting $2,500 to $3,500 a week. I mean, I don't see how I'm going to do that going slower. I just don't.
I mean,
I understand the
I would
logic
say,
of
I can
slowing down
do
to gain
65
fuel
and
mileage.
net the same you do running solo. I can net those same numbers doing the same speed as 65.
But
you
you're
know.
a mentor. But you're a mentor, and you're getting extra miles because of that. If
I
you're a
just said
solo
No, he
solo.
said when he's saying when he doesn't have a student.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
when you
even
don't have a
solo, I
student.
can run. Yeah, I can run the same way you're doing yourself, getting the most miles possible at the same speed as 65, and make the same as you. You know.
Okay, then I would challenge you to do that.
Also, right
And
now,
then
I'm not running true ERS. I'm on a surge account too.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, you're running that
Yeah,
target.
he stepped
still,
into
right?
he stepped into a sweet
Right.
deal for the rest of this year.
Oh, nice.
You know.
Oh, that
So
Target at home.
no.
No, he's running.
So I'm running Target out of Amsterdam, New York. I'm running the East Coast
Beautiful.
right now. Well, I run the Northeast. So you
I
know,
was up
I'm
there
going
last
into
week.
the Bronx, Queens. I'm delivering in Chinatown. I'm inner city driving is what we're doing.
Good for you.
But
More power to you.
I'm
then.
gonna be. Oh yeah, I like the money. It's extra pay.
Of course.
Let me throw this out there, Rick, because I don't want you to feel like we're ganging up on you, man. And I
No,
do.
but
No, you're fine.
I do understand what you're saying, that your bottom line is your bottom line, but that is your weekly bottom line number, and that's important for us to point out that is these weeks right here, right now. No super wear and tear on the motor yet, and the tires and all that stuff, and so we don't know what those numbers are going to be until time will tell, right? The science behind what we're saying that unless you're in an operation, typically speaking, and again, we're talking broad strokes here, right? That
Yep.
the extra miles you can run on average as a solo versus a guy running, the same region and all that at your speed versus what we're saying as far as speed goes, the fuel mileage by itself is a huge increase. Okay. The cost savings in fuel mileage versus the extra miles that you run. And we've seen it proven out in study after study over the last 15 years that this has actually been like just legitimately put out there. This is the reality of it, that the extra miles that the average person gets for driving 70 versus driving 60 don't pencil out to a true profit over the course of the year. One, because of the maintenance. Two, because of the fuel mileage savings and the extra added expenses to the truck. We're not even talking about the added wear and tear on the human person holding the wheel. There's studies that will show you that all by itself, that driving faster is actually more wear and tear on the driver versus the guy that drives, 60 miles an hour. There are clinical studies out there.
That test myself.
It's hard to gauge, but these are studies that have been done over long term, by smarter people than I. So I rely on those types of people, and these aren't people who are motivated by skewing numbers one way or the other. These are like legitimate labs who don't have a horse in the race, right? So when we factor those in, if it's working for you, great, man. I just think that over the long term, you're going to see a lot more problems in the maintenance field. You're going to spend a lot more money on fuel. You're going to spend a lot more money on tires, maintenance, the whole 9 yards, and possibly your health. Again, time will tell. The only time it makes more sense is when you're in those specialized situations to where you're being paid extra to run that extra speed, oversized, dimensional. Those guys, they make a ton more money, or these guys running cattle, or super jet freight, where you're making $7 a mile. Man, by all means, hell, run the hell out of that thing if that's what you got to do to make those loads on time. The problem is to put out
a mindset.
Right. But at the same time, to put out a blanket statement saying that if you drive faster, you will make more money. Yeah, you might make more money this week, maybe next week, maybe the next 6 months. But over time, because of the wear and tear on the truck, on the body, like I said, 2 in frames in the time that, Jeff has to do one, that's an extra $35,000 over that time period. You factor those in.
It's also speculation.
Well, we're looking at the industry right now, right? And very few of these trucks out there right now are running over 800,000 miles before they're getting an in-frame from what we're seeing, So yet,
really?
Jeff is up there at, he's, the way his oil samples are looking right now, that, he should be, well over 1 million, before he needs an in-frame. I mean, look, tomorrow he could throw a freaking rod and a bull gear and just blow it up. Absolutely could happen.
Sure.
The oil samples are saying that he's good probably for the next year, possibly 2, from what I've seen. So, he should be well over 1 million, pushing that 1.3, 1.5 million mile mark before he needs an in-frame. Going by what the industry is seeing right now with these motors and that sort of thing, he is doing better than the average bear out there, because he's been driving slow. He hasn't been driving that 70 miles an hour. He's not beating the truck up. He's not pounding it. He's not, damaging suspension parts and shocks and all these things, and the shop guy told you, based on his experience.
That one. So
go ahead, Jeff.
That one, Charlie. So I'm just now looking at doing airbags and shocks for the first time on this truck, and I have 820,000 miles on the truck.
Right, and the tire guy you spoke to, Rick, told you, a year and a half, for your tires.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And so he's speaking from his experience, and he's basing that experience on what he's seeing in the Swift system, right? I'm assuming this was a Swift shop guy, right? So
yeah, it was at Edwardsville.
So he's basing that on what he's seeing, and the average guys at Swift Transportation who are contractors, I'm going to tell you right now, are like yourself, and they're out there running 70 miles an hour everywhere they go. Okay, so we're seeing in-frames needing to be done sooner. We're seeing tires wear out sooner. And I don't mean to harp on it, but I'm going to harp on it. All these things are happening sooner than people like myself and Jeff and those of us. People say, "Oh, well, maybe you're magical." But I wasn't magical. I just started listening to the people who have done these things at these speeds and shown numbers that say, "Hey, my trucks have lasted longer." People with small fleets who limit their drivers to, 57 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, that sort of thing, right? And so, right. Basing it off of, like I said, your tire guy said a year. Jeff's running 3 years on the same set of tires. Just all these things. I think that what we're doing proves that what we're doing works. Okay. And that over the.
Well, I'm not disproving. I'm not trying to disprove you.
No. I know. I'm trying to clarify as well.
To be fair, Charlie, I did swear allegiance to the Allfather when I was in the cavalry.
Right. but those things, we're seeing and we're sharing our experiences, right? So I'm not trying to make your experience any less valid than what our experience is. What I'm trying to say is that, over the course of 14 years, I used to run through, I ran through my first set of tires on my first lease truck in less than a year, honestly. And I was like, well, that was stupid. These things are expensive. Back then it was, $2,500, $3,000 for a brand new virgin set of Michelins. Now that's, even oh my God, I'd love to spend that on a brand new set of Michelins. You know, the cost now is much greater than that. But then I started listening to people, and I said, okay, all I did was slow down, and now my tires last, you know, two and a half times as long. And all I did was slow down.
Right.
Yeah, even my buddy Jarrett, he's not an owner operator anymore. But when we were running our trucks side by side and comparing numbers, he was running his 68. At the time, that was the govern on the truck was 68, and I was doing my 60, and he was constantly asking me, "How do you get those tires to last so long?" It was in comparison, right? It wasn't literally putting him out of business because it's still a pretty good wear on tires, but still, he would replace 2 sets to my 1 every single time, and we leased 2 trucks side by side. So.
I just don't want to.
I mean, one of the things too.
Go ahead.
You know, one of the things I'm finding interesting is, and I don't know if it's just this ERF account because I'm not familiar with it, but that's what, you know, Charlie mentioned that most owner operators at Swift do. They just floor it everywhere they go. Most of these guys are not making what you're making. I guarantee it.
Well,
I mean,
no, like I said at the very beginning,
You're doing exceptionally well for a guy that still has a truck payment. I'm just going to put that out there.
Right. I mean, you got the higher, you have the higher pay band, and typically shorter mile runs. So you're even peaking out on that. It's just that I believe I could probably do the miles that you're doing. Well, no, I can't. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to run 3,800 miles in a week solo. I'm just not. One, I'm not going to run that hard.
I promise you, you're going to be tired.
Yeah,
I promise you, after that week, you're going to be tired because I definitely was.
No, I get
Last week, I didn't work very much at all.
You know, but what I'm trying to say is that the average person, by and large, for our audience, right? Because we have a broad stroke here, a broad band of people, and the majority of our people are OTR. With that said, most of them have these set appointment times and set pickup times, and they can't get there any earlier. They can, but they're not getting rid of freight, right? So they're running 70 miles an hour, and they're doing a 34-hour reset on every damn load, right? So every 2 or 3 days, they're doing a reset because they're waiting to empty out, right?
Right.
But
but I also was.
Go ahead.
I also stipulated in the very beginning this only relates to the ERF account, not OTR at all, because I know it's different.
Right.
I know there's more live loads and live unloads on OTR. Dedicated is dedicated. That's another animal. You know, this is specific to the ERF account.
Right, but then we have people like Alan who, you know, as a solo, can run that 2,700 miles to 3,000 miles a week, doing 65, right? So his fuel mileage is going to increase there. You know, I just there's a lot of variables to factor into this. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. I can't say that because I don't know what your maintenance numbers are going to be at any given point, right? What we can say is that based off of the typical person's fuel mileage and the cost of fuel running the same amount of miles, I think you're doing extraordinary doing 3,800 miles a week solo, personally.
Yeah.
I'm a little bummed you got 700 miles empty, but whatever, you know, 3,800 loaded miles would have been fantabulous. Oh my God. But you know, you got to get from one to the other. I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain this to you in a better way because we're dealing with broader strokes and we're talking to you about your very specific situation. And we have no way of proving to you that you know your maintenance costs are going to be higher. What I can say is that looking at the industry and looking at the historical data, that in the long term,
right,
your numbers, if you were to backdate them and roll that maintenance back to today, you know, and spread it out over the course of your truck's lifetime or your career here, that your numbers are going to reduce drastically. And that's what a lot of people don't factor into, but I made $4,000 this week. But when you roll it to the future and see what the maintenance costs overall over the time from, even you got to calculate in that downtime for your warranty work, since, you're touting the warranty side, right? The downtime for your warranty work, I've told the story before, in a truck I had, my very first truck, they told me my warranty work was going to take 7 days. Instead, I paid, then another shop told me, well, we can have it done in 4 hours. At the time, that was $7,000 worth of lost revenue for the warranty work. So instead, I paid like $945 or something like that. It was done in 3 hours instead of 4. And I ran, from the West Coast to the East Coast, back to the West Coast to the East Coast, and back to the West Coast in the same amount of time that my warranty work was going to be done. So I didn't only just...
Right.
It wasn't that I didn't just lose that $7,000 in revenue, but I gained all that revenue that I did do, right? Because I had a student and all that sort of thing,
right,
in a team operation. So when you factor those numbers in and you roll them back over the time, that warranty is, great. It saves you right now, but it's costing you over time because of the lost revenue due to that whole time sink, right? And I know I'm not going to convince you of this, and that's fine, man. I mean, I say do what keeps you happy, right? You will not get me to openly say that running 70 miles an hour at Swift is the best way to make money, because I just completely disagree with it. And I've done it. And in our operation, even I haven't always been a lazy bastard trucking. Okay. This is something that I felt I've earned. All right. So let's just throw that out there. I used to be the guy doing 7,000 miles a week teaming, right? And I loved it, but it was killing me, man. It was absolutely wearing me out, and I knew that if I kept doing that, I already would have been out of trucking, like in a wheelchair, possibly, like legit, like no joke, no exaggeration. I would probably be in a wheelchair because of, health issues caused by doing that kind of miles and that kind of work. And, there's a reason I've slowed down, and there's a reason that I don't work that many miles a week, and these are all things that I factored in, and I got tired of only working and never being able to spend time with my family and things like that, and enjoying the money that we were making. So I found a balance in that,
right.
And I believe that at some point, and maybe not, but I look at these older truckers out here, and some of these guys are my age, and it freaks me out, right? Because I'm like, Jesus, I look at him like, dude, are you like 72? He's like, bro, I'm 50. And I'm like, holy hell. What the hell happened to you?
I'm a bit older than you.
But, they're out there, just a hard trucking life, brother, just a hard trucking life. And I'm like, that is not going to be me, brother, because I refuse to walk over bent at the waist. I mean, I'm halfway there right now, and that's what surgery's about next week, is to fix that problem. So, if I don't get this fixed, I'm going to be a hunchback in a year, and I ain't having it, I'm tired of looking at my boring ass shoes and all these floors I've been staring at. I'm tired of them. But my point is, my point is, though, man, is that, if it's working for you, by all means do it, right? But I'm going to continue to say what I'm saying, that I believe you can make more money over the long term, slowing down, increasing your fuel mileage, reducing your overhead, and reducing the overall cost of your truck, because I believe you're going to have to buy a truck twice as soon as I'm going to need to buy a truck again. I don't believe your truck's going to go 1.8 million miles.
I mean, 10 years from now, we'll have to see.
Absolutely. And
I will,
and I'm down.
I mean, hopefully 10 years from now, both of us will be retired. So
I ain't never retiring, man. I tried it once. I got bored out of my head.
That's a dirty word, man.
I took a month off. I took that month off in June, and I was bored out of my gourd.
I didn't work for a couple of years, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. I got to go do something, man." So, but yeah, no, yeah. And again, man, we're not trying to. And anyone this may offend, I apologize, trophy people. I ain't trying to shit on your head, brother. I ain't trying to shit on your head.
No, you're not. You're fine.
I just, your statement is
this is specifically for me.
Right. And I'm down with that. I just believe you could make more money over the long term. And you don't have to believe that. And that's fine, man, because that's the beauty of the way we do things, right? We're like, look, man, your numbers, I'm not arguing your numbers. I cannot argue your numbers right now, today, these, 2 weeks that we're looking at, right? I just can't. Yeah. But I also don't know what your true miles per gallon is, so I can't factor that into this. Over the long term, what would be the difference, in the fuel mileage savings and that sort of thing over the course of the year. If we were to try and transfer these numbers out over the long term, if we're projecting, I still want to throw out your first week numbers, the 1,900 mile week. I don't know. That just looked like a shit week all the way around. And again, sorry, trophy holders. Jeff's going to get mad at me for this stuff.
You're picking on me.
Oh my God.
On me.
I am going to get so much trouble for this. That's fine.
In order for me to yell at you about it, Charlie, I would have to keep my mouth clean too.
Right. But the thing is, man, bottom line, your numbers are amazing for the 2 week period that we're talking about. The first week's numbers, I think, are just a fluke. Personally, I don't think that would be a normal week at any speed. I mean, hell, I do better than that at 57 miles an hour. And I do better than that at 58 miles an hour, and I could do way better than that solo on this target account where I am deadlocked in down half the day no matter what because of our appointment times and all that sort of thing, right? And so that locks me into just Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. And I promise you I would make more money on the overall there, but I don't know what to say, man. Like I said, I'm not going to knock your numbers. I just believe that individual could probably do better numbers over the long term simply by slowing down. And Jeff can yell at me or whatever, or he can jump on the bandwagon.
Well, I'd be interested to know, do you actually look at your profit and loss statements? Do you know what your maintenance was last year? Do you know how much you spent on fuel last year? All that stuff.
Not off the top of my head, no, but I do that.
Not off the top, not at the top of your head, but do you look at that?
But I do. Yes. Now, so July 16th of this year was just my first year.
Right.
Into the contract. I started July 16th of last year. From July 16th of last year to the end of the year, which is 5.5 months, I made a gross of $83,000.
Right.
Okay. To date so far, even by taking the whole month of June off, I've worked 6.5 months now. I've made $122,000, and that's gross, overall gross.
But what's the net?
I mean, the net is right at 60.
Okay. So you're at 50 cents on the dollar.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. 120 to 60. That's about half. So we need long-term numbers, man. I dig that you did this. I wish you did it for a longer period. You know me. We wanted 30 days, but hey, look, we got 2 weeks out of you on each one, and it would have made you crazy. And you would have.
2 weeks is tough, bro.
I know. Look, man, I've been doing this for quite some time now. I understand. I get it.
I do have to admit that at 63 miles an hour, when I came back off vacation or whatever, it was relaxing. It was nice doing 63 miles an hour. It was very calming. It was like, everybody can just pass, and Swift company trucks were blowing by me and tooting their horn out or whatever. And it's like, okay, dude, whatever, done test.
Right.
But
it makes them feel good.
It does. And once I flipped that switch, I went straight back to my mindset of, my whole mindset has always been the load. has always been my priority, and it's whatever it takes to get it there as quickly as possible, because it's usually for us on the ERF. I mean, we do have our live loads and live unloads periodically, but for the most part, we usually have a window, and it's usually a drop. For me, it is anyway. Okay, so my mentality is, don't stop till you get it there. Get it there as quickly as you can, because the quicker you get there, take your 30 at the shipper or final, and move on to your next load, right? And that's my mentality. Now, if I've got a live load or live unload and an actual appointment time, yeah, I don't have a problem slowing down, unless I know the shipper or receiver, and I know that I can finagle my way in there. Because, I mean, when I go into a shipper or receiver and I've got an appointment time, not above line my ass off to get moved up. I'm not above it. I'll go there, because all they can do is say, no, you got to wait. Well, okay, I tried.
Yeah. See, I understand everything, what you're saying about, your loads, your money. I was that guy. I used to floor my truck everywhere to the Northeast and get there as fast as I can, and get the load there as fast as possible, but after talking with Jeff, Charley, especially Matt, because with Open My Eyes with me and Matt did the same load one time. I was losing money, and we did the same run, and literally I lost $300 more than him because I went 70 the entire way. We had the same pickup and drop off, but he made more money going slower than me. And then dealing with Charley, because numbers.
That's a good way to put it too. Dealing with Charley. That's a good way to say it.
He would always hammer you about numbers and slowing down. So, I did it. I didn't want to lose my trucks. I ran flatbeds. I had a mid-roof stretch Kenworth, but it was killing me. It was destroying my overhead, my profits. It was eating me alive. Getting less than 7 miles at a gallon with a mid-roof all in a box, even slowing down. So I did. I traded my truck in, got a new truck. I slowed down, and now I'm doing great. My money is good. My loads are always on time. There's little things, but Charley said everything. We're not harping on you. It's, if it works for you, it works for you. It isn't going to work for everybody else. Simple as that, And
I'm not saying that it will work for everybody else, because everybody has their own way of doing things, and everybody has their own relationships with planners and so on, and running their clock and so on and so forth. Everybody drives their truck totally different, works their business their own way, whatever makes them comfortable. All right?
Well, that's the whole point of being in business.
Yeah, exactly, Jeff.
What did you say, Jeff?
That's the whole point of being in business for yourself.
Correct.
Is you're the boss. You do what you want to do. You talk to people, talk to people, get their opinion on stuff, and then you do what you want to do. That's the best way to do things. Because I've heard some crazy stuff. I've heard some crazy stuff out there, and I'm like, that's just I'm not going to do that. And then I'm like, well, but that guy's making more money than me, so I'm going to do that for a while and see if it works.
Exactly.
And now, my favorite. There's somebody what?
If there is somebody on the ERF account, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
On the ERF account.
All right, I'm going to finish. If there is someone on the ERF account making more money than I am, going slower, I'll do it in a heartbeat. That only makes sense.
Oh yeah, it does.
But if there's not, how can I slow down? I mean, I understand the long-term maintenance, so on and so forth. I understand all that. All right, but week to week, how can I do that? How can I slow down if I'm one of the top earners on the ERF account? Now, yes, I do slow down when I just get that lazy streak. Because I get that lazy streak every now and then. Like last week, I was tired. I was like, nah, I'm not working real hard this week. I actually owed the company money this past week, and I'm okay with that because I didn't work very hard. I think I ran maybe 1,000 miles.
I would
But
never
this week
be
I'm right back. I'm okay with that because I'm debt free. So therefore, I mean, except for the truck bills that
Well, yeah, you weren't
my
debt
work
free
truck.
because if you had a negative check, you weren't debt free. You understand?
Well,
No.
he's
What
talking
I'm
about his
saying is-
Even if
personal
I
debt.
wanted to be
personal
personal
debt.
personal debt. Well, yeah, but then you got to have business debt too, though. So always look at your
But-
business too. I always, at
Yeah.
least if I'm going to be lazy, I'm going to hit my minimum mile required just so I don't have a negative week. Just to
Well,
cover
that's where you and I
everything and make
differ.
sure.
That's
So
where you
you're
and I would
okay
differ.
with a negative check.
Okay with you owing $500 because that's partial day drive for me.
Yeah,
Make it
I'm
up.
okay
Well,
with
owing
a negative
$500
check from time to time as well. I'm not going to lie. Every now and then I'll
Yeah.
throw a big old fat negative up there. But I also know that I can
You're
cover it
okay.
through maintenance count and things like that.
Yeah, you're different.
Exactly. I cover it through maintenance or this week.
Right.
I mean, I'm still going to make over $2,000 this week, even with the 500 coming out. So I'm okay with that. I mean, it's neither here nor there for me. So.
Nope, I
as
dig
long
it.
as you're okay
And
with
like
your
we said,
numbers,
everybody, I'm always good with my numbers, and when I don't have a good paycheck, I know why.
Okay, Charlie,
that's the main reason.
the challenge.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Sue says that she could put me on ERF really easy and take me back off.
It's your world, man.
So I'll talk to Brett about it. And we'll see if I can run over there. And I'll run the way I run, and we'll just see what happens. Because the only thing that's going to be different, I think, is if your truck truly is geared a little different than mine, you might get a little bit of a bump on the speed. With that
It's going to be a while before we let him do that, though. It's got to be way after Fleet Week. Or
yeah.
Driver Appreciation
I'd
Week.
like
Sorry,
to run
guys.
It,
Gotcha.
I'd like to.
Week.
I would like to run it like for a full quarter. Just go out there and run it, and I can hang out with Charlie and Rosie on my days off or something.
Oh, yeah. It'll be great. We'll do some stuff. We'll go chase some alligators, and I'll get you within a couple feet of some gators. It's fun, man. I love it.
Use me for bait.
Maybe.
Oh boy.
Snapper fishing. What? I know we have an invite. I'm just saying we got some snapper fishing to do here pretty soon as well. So whatever. Hey, just quick thing here. Hey, Rosie took a call from a gentleman named Josh earlier. And Josh, if you're listening, do me a favor and call back and let me put you on the air, man. I know you don't necessarily want to be on the air, but come on, man. I think you got a good question, and we should talk about that.
Yeah.
And if not, then I will try and do my best to call you later. But Alan will tell you, when I say I'm going to call you back, it might be a couple days.
Yeah.
Beat you to it, Alan. Screw you, man. Screw you.
Yeah. Also, guys, before we end the show, you need to know that Brake Safety Week is coming up. Really soon.
Dip into that, please. Yeah.
21st through the 27th.
21st through the 27th. Make sure you're on top of things.
That's of this month?
Tires, brakes. That's of this month. So what is that, next week?
Oh, yeah. I'll be high as hell probably, laying up at the house. I'm missing that one. And I got a brand new truck, too. That's it's kind of a bummer.
Now,
well, I know my brakes are good because I just slowed down.
There you go. I like the way you think,
Rick. I know my brakes are good.
Yeah, and you got 18 of them, too, so you can stop faster. That's what some lady told me one time. You got 18 brakes. You can stop much faster than me. That's why it's okay for me to slam my brakes on in front of you. I'm like, holy hell, Darwin.
Now, it's not just brake pads they're looking at, guys. They're looking at missing or worn parts. You're going to be looking at brake tubing, any chafing of tubing, outer layer plastic, S-cam, chambers. They're going to be looking at the distance of the stroke, everything. So
he said stroke.
Pay attention. Pre-trip.
Oh, stop it.
Pre-trip at all.
Didn't really like your opening statement there, Charlie, either.
I know, man. I know. I can't help it, you
here
guys.
and let me get up.
Right?
40% of last year's violations was out of adjusted brakes. 40%. Just because your brakes weren't adjusted correctly to where your stroke was smaller or it overextended.
He did it again.
You know, so.
Wow, dude. You know, as trucking isn't
I apologize.
immature as
I'm
all get out
sorry.
anyway. Inappropriate language in
I'm
trucking
sorry,
anyway.
Alan. I apologize,
Right?
sir. I'm going to shut up. Go.
It's okay. Yeah, but so just guys, if you can pay attention pre-trip, post-trip, you know, even though it's not on the truck, they're going to be looking at the trailer also. They're going to be looking. So, you know, overextended S-cams. A lot of things are going to be factors here, and just be on your toes. Don't get no violations.
And if you're not
That's a
sure
big
what
one
you should
for
be looking
DOT.
for, seriously, pull in a Swift shop. Ask one of these mechanics, hey, man, what should I really be looking at here? And if you don't feel like they were great about what they told you, maybe ask somebody else. Hey, maybe a foreman, maybe swing into an iron maintenance shop. I'm just saying, those guys are fabulous, you know. They do free inspections.
You know, an iron maintenance shop does free DOTs. Yep. So just go get one. Even though if yours isn't out of inspection, get it done again, just so you have a fresh one on board. Plus, you know you'll be okay for brake week.
And while you're there, ask them to point out what should I be looking for in my brakes. You know, you've only got a couple of days to get this done, so get out there and get it done, you guys. Seriously, it's going to save your CDL and points and all that kind of stuff, and you're not going to get a magical call from your OOC or someone like David Tillman saying, "Hey, we need to talk." I'm just saying that's never a good call.
You know. You know, brake springs. If these little springs on drum brakes, guys, they snap all the time. If it's broken, that's a violation instantly.
Yep.
And some of these can put you out of service. And you know, if it has too much rust or worn out, you know, just they're going to put you out, and just kind of avoid the whole thing. Just be on it.
Well, Rick, I want to thank you for taking the time to get in here and deal with us in our madness, man. I hope we didn't punch you in the junk too much. Yeah, dude, I dig it.
Nah, not at all.
And definitely, we'll keep hollering. That's right. And we'll keep hollering back and forth, man. And like I said, you know, look, in 10 years, we're going to find out how many times you rebuilt your motor. I'm just saying. How many tires you went through, and you know, all that kind of nonsense. And it'll be fun. Look, if we can make it that long, I say we're gonna revisit this mess because it could be hilarious. But I want to get to a couple questions that popped up here. So Rick, I'm gonna drop you out here and let you get back in the show if you can, and if not, you can listen on the phone. Yeah, I won't throw you off the phone. So Rick, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Y'all take care.
That's Rick Jenkins, everybody.
By the way, the email is sent to Brett. Challenge is accepted. We'll see what Swift says.
Nice. And Alan, I'm gonna leave you there just for fun. Let's see.
Okay.
There were some questions that I wanted to get to. Timothy Ransom said, anybody notice excuse me, anybody notice a drop in miles per gallon using the high mileage catalyst? My truck dropped from 8.5 to 7.5 miles per gallon. Timothy Ransom, I'm going to ask you, what the hell are you talking about? Are you talking about the
probably
max
about
mileage?
Max mileage.
If so, I would say I don't know of anyone that's seen that. Jeff, how about you?
I have heard from Bruce and others that you could experience a slight drop in fuel mileage for about the first week or two as it does its thing.
Okay.
It can knock some stuff loose. So I'd keep an eye on it. Other than that, no. That's the only thing I've heard. I did not experience that.
And I'll let you know about mine.
I just had my stuff cleaned.
I'm starting Thursday. I'm only going to have 3 days of work this week because I got surgery on Tuesday. But so I'm working Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, coming home Sunday, and I will put fuel in probably all of those days. Maybe not. I filled up before I came home. Probably shouldn't have, but I did because, you know, fuel price will probably drop before I go back to work because, you know, loves to do that to me. And Murphy is my buddy. So there you go. Timothy says he's a month into using it. So I don't know, man. Keep an eye on it for don't give up using it yet. Let's see what the numbers do over the next couple of weeks, Tim. It may just be that it's just knocking out a ton of crap and it's causing a little cloggy while it's doing this thing. And I think that over the long term you're going to see a significant change or go back to normal, but your engine's going to be in a much better place. That sound about right to you, Jeff? Let's see. There's something else here. Bear with me for a minute, y'all. Oh yeah, it was in my pin ones over here. Don Carr. He said, is it wrong to turn down loads that have high empty miles and low loaded miles with live load and live unloads? Is cost effective to run those loads being an owner operator? I would try and limit the empty miles, of course, because it's not cost effective in the long term. Jeff?
Yeah, because the empty miles pay 85 cents a mile, period. No surcharge, no nothing. So if you're running too many of those empty miles, it's just you're not making money. So you need to it's not wrong to say no to any load for us. I mean,
right.
Your excuse could be, I just don't like going to that place. Right.
Now, if this is a load,
advantages of being an owner-op.
If you're in a dead zone, I mean, this is something you need to find out. If you're in a dead zone and this is your option to get the hell out of there, then look, I'm taking it. If it's not your only option, I would definitely pass on it. So no, it's not wrong. Like Jeff said, I agree as well.
One of the things I'll do when that sort of thing comes up is I'll call the owner-operator planners,
right,
and my driver leader and whatever, and find out, look, is this getting me out of the area? Is there freight on the other end? Is there no freight here other than this? Those are things that they can answer for you. And
for any of you who don't know it, the owner-operator planner line is on the screen. And those of you driving and listening and not seeing the screen, that number is 888-246-5126. Option 1 for the West Coast planner or the Western region. Option 2 for the Central, and option 3 for the Eastern region. And those folks are pretty good about finding freight in those places where everyone says there's no freight. There's no freight. Call those guys. They're amazing at what they do. Have a plan. Know where you want to go. Just saying. Don't say I just need a load, because they're gonna get a little bent, and I would too if I was them. I'm just saying. So that number is there. Again, it's 888-246-5126. If you're unable to write it down or can't see it on the screen, come back to the replay at about an hour and 38 minutes, and you'll see it up there on the screen for you. Also, it's in the Contractors Corner Consulting Group Facebook group, the private group. And if you are a current contractor and you're not in the Contractors Corner Consulting Group private Facebook group, God, that is a lot to say. Think about joining that group. We've got well over 200 members in there, so we're well over 10% of the fleet. So it's a good base to get some information. You'll need to answer the little question that you're asked when you ask to join the group. Put in your driver code. It's not used for anything else other than verifying that you are actually a current verifiable owner operator. And we do that through some Swift people that run those codes for us, and they say, yes, he's current, or no, he's not, or she, or they, or them, or whatever the hell. Oh, here I go. I'm going to get in trouble. Trophies for everyone. Have a trophy. Everyone gets a trophy today. So, sorry guys, I'm dealing with pain today, and I've got very little tolerance for the trophy holders. Have I ever said that out loud? I'm going to get in trouble for that line, I'm sure. Jeff, stop it. Don't get mad at me. I love everybody. Everybody's great. We are all awesome. And hey, for any of you guys, I'm going to look while I'm handling this stupid stuff I got to do. If any of you are thinking about becoming contractors and you're not already, by all means, feel free to use one of mine or Jeff's driver code here. It's up on your screen. MORTO1 for Jeff, MAHCH1 for myself. Consider putting us down as your referral. We take those referral bonuses and put them back into Contractors Corner. Jeff and I do. So it doesn't matter which one of us you send it to. That is going into building bigger, better things so we can help more people do cooler things. And yeah, try and keep our costs down, because Jeff and I come out of our pocket and with all our money and time and all this stuff and to cover this stuff. So yeah, we appreciate all the help we can get from you guys. And one more thing, because while I'm on this and I'm doing this crap, I'm sorry for any of you who haven't already done it. Click that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. There's quite a few of you in here right now. I would like to see at least that many people, at least 30 thumbs up. It's right there on your screen. Click the little thummy on your screen right now, fellas or ladies, or again, stop it. I'm not going to put a gender on anything, because I'm going to get in trouble for it by someone, somewhere, or something. I'm going to get thrown out of the world. Anyhow, so there you go, guys. By all means, throw any questions you got up. And James Vaughn said he finally slowed down to 63 today. James Vaughn, I say congratulations. Stick to it. Don't let it make you crazy, man. Over time, you won't even realize it. Honest to God, you just won't. It'll just become natural and comfortable. But it's going to take a while to get to there, buddy. Trust me, I am. And you know what, Dennis?
Like 3 months.
Dennis Lewis, I have had enough of you today. Talking about Charlie, you still owe me a phone call. I don't even want to hear it. You know what? We're just going to ban you from the show and ban you out of the YouTube chat, because I'm done with you, sir. Not really. That's just fun. Let's see. There's lots of stuff here. Jeff was commenting on some stuff. Let's see. I got to go back.
You want me to do my update while you read that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to get to that.
I don't know how many people even pay attention to the comments. Some of y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But I have a load board update.
There you go.
So those of you, there's 10 of us that are involved in this at this point. They lowered the number because it was just kind of unruly for what they're trying to accomplish. So what's going on right now, guys, is that we have a weekly meeting with Jerry White. Some of you may know him as the West Coast planner for the owner-operators. He is the man that's our contact for this load board. So as it sits right now, our update today was that everything technically works, but they're having a hard time getting it out in the wild because of some security certifications, which I'm not an IT guy, so I don't understand it, but it is what it is. He did tell us what it's going to look like. So are you ready? Is everybody on the edge of their seat? Charlie?
Yep.
Are you getting excited?
I'm fired up. Fired up.
So what we're going to see on this load board, guys, is the AS400 freight. So all the freight in the country that Swift is trying to plan, what regular planners see, that is what we will see on this load board. So a little bit of commentary that's probably wrong because I'm not a tech guy, but so it seems to me like they took a little bit of a step back. What it was before was we only had access to Swift Logistics freight. That's not going to be on this release. So what I personally think happened, and I was talking to Jerry a little bit about it, so I think I'm right, is that the other one just didn't work that well. Those of you that were in it saw when it went all the way down to 0 loads on that board because there were problems, and how much of a pain it was to get dispatched on those loads because the Swift Logistics system runs on a different system than Swift uses, and there's just all sorts of problems. So they've taken a step back. So the new version of the load board is going to be simply the regular Swift freight. So you're going to have drop and hooks. You're going to have live loads and unloads just like you do now. Yeah, the HAL 9000 loads.
Otherwise known as AS400.
They are going to, right. They are going to integrate the Swift Logistics freight back in, but they want to get this up and running first, which I think is wise.
Right.
That's my opinion. They're supposed to have another meeting in-house today on solving the 2 main issues that is keeping it from going live. And Jerry is really, really hoping that next Tuesday, the 10 of us that are doing the initial testing are going to get to see a URL and actually get into it.
Sweet. I missed the meeting today, by the way. That's why Jeff is doing all this.
That doesn't happen, though. Right. He was doing doctor stuff. So in the event that doesn't happen, since it is working on the company servers in Phoenix, what Jerry has suggested to that we can do. I don't know if any of you guys are actually in here, the 10 of you, other than Charley, but I don't even know who they all are. But he's offered to do a Microsoft Teams meeting with us one-on-one, where he can share his screen and go through selecting a load off that load board, because he can log in as us on that system. It's because he's in Phoenix,
right?
And it works there. That's the only place it works.
Yeah, it's in the internal VPN stuff
that's all protected, and like Fort Knox and all that. So that's where we're at. It is moving forward. I'm actually happier with them making this choice,
right,
to just do the AS400 freight, because that's basically what we all wanted, right? Was the ability to dispatch ourselves. That's the main thing. Yeah.
That's the major tool we've been begging for.
To do that.
Everything else will just be an added tool to it.
They are still planning on doing the Swift and Night logistics stuff later down the road. I don't know how they're probably in negotiations right now, but Brett assures us that eventually we'll get access to outside boards as well.
Right.
To increase our reach and bring business into Swift that they wouldn't have otherwise gotten,
right,
and all sorts of neat stuff. So we don't know exactly how that's going to work, because I think, Charley, we're a long way from that type of service,
I think so too. I just be happy to get the HAL 9000. I mean, the AS400 freight, the general Swift freight out there, and get that working. And then they can work on the rest of that stuff in the background without all this pressure and nonsense and craziness and 1,000 phone calls a day. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? So be patient, guys. We are making steps.
Yep.
They are making steps to get us closer to it. And as we get more info, we will definitely pass it on. TransLogic 247, welcome. Says new to the corner. Hello, everybody. Everybody say hey to TransLogic 247 just for fun. Come on, everybody, throw it up there. Throw it up your chat. Come on. Welcome TransLogic, because, it's fun. And we're friendly here, even if I have a crinkly face right now.
So another thing, too, that I want to mention about the load board, if you guys have questions about it, feel free to PM me or Charley. That would probably be the best way to go about it right now, because Brett, I don't know if you know what the life of a vice president of a Fortune 500 company is. The guy's busy. And Jerry was saying that he's getting multiple calls a day, and he really does not, he's got to make it a short, yep, we're working on it.
Right.
Click type of thing.
Right.
If there's something we can't answer, the next go-to guy is Jerry White. You just call him and have a little discussion with him about it. And I think from what he was saying, so the 10 of us that are going to be doing the initial testing should be live within the next couple of weeks if the IT guys do their jobs. Yep, I said it. Anyway.
I'm with it.
And then it's going to be that initial 100 after that. So you guys that, hey, I want on the load board, this, that, and the other thing, just be patient. They already have their test group. They're not adding anybody else to that group. They've already taken it down to 10 of us. So yeah, just let it roll out a little at a time.
And once we get it going, it should start progressing better.
Yep. Yeah. Once we prove that it's stable, it should get released in short order, I would think.
Yep.
But it's got to go through its steps.
So we got a question. Ready? Jason Caps. So who runs an APU here? I know we got someone. Don't know if they're on the show today or not. Jason, you know what? If we don't get an answer here in the show, there's one or two people in the group that I could probably point you to over there that run APUs. In fact, we have one that was just recent, like within the last couple months, who could probably give you some decent numbers. I can't think of who it was off the top of my head, though. So if we don't get to that right here, right now, by someone in the chat, in the Contractors Corner Consulting Group, private Facebook group, that information is there. I know there's at least one in the group that's doing it, and they've been running numbers for a while to try and share with other people. Hey, don't forget, guys, Jeff and I and Alan as well are all going to be in Phoenix for Fleet Week, as we call it, otherwise known as Driver Appreciation Week. We should probably touch base with Brett, because I don't think we've actually talked to him about it, but we're going to do that, and we're going to talk to them. Don't know if he knows we got invited or not, honestly.
But we've talked to other people. We didn't go above his head. We just went around him.
We were invited around him. It wasn't,
I'm trying to make us sound more important than we are, Charlie.
Dude, I'm like trying not to get in trouble with anybody. I don't want to make Brett mad at me because I like Brett, his perfect hair.
So,
Brett, if you're watching, I love your hair, buddy. Sorry.
So the team that's kind of in charge of what would you say, promotion and internet stuff,
yep,
Facebook, social media guys,
all that stuff.
They actually kind of got a little excited when we asked if we could put a booth up at Fleet Week. And so we will actually have a table, and we can sit there and talk to anybody that walks up, whether you're an operator or not, for the years.
Tina Brewster.
Whether you're a current, Tina Brewster. And whether or not you're a current Swift contractor or not, we'll be there. One of the things that Charlie and I were talking about is every year for this big week, which is why we call it Fleet Week. They don't just invite Swift people. They invite anybody that's in the industry to come on over, have a hot dog, and just have a good time. So
yeah, they do open it up to outside people.
We'll be there.
Yeah, Alan will be there. Jeff will be there. I will be there. Rosie will be there. We're going to make her sit there and put a headset on and take phone calls that aren't coming in because that'll be fun. And, why not? Wait. I just got a disapproving look.
And I expect TK to be there. I'm just going to put that out there live on the air. Need to see you there.
My brother Tashawn Knight, I expect to see you. Just saying, Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight, if you're there, I expect to see you. That is September 11th through the 16th. So, that'll be fun. And we think Ben is going to be there. Yeah, that's funny. I can't help it. You're Lisa now. You're Lisa
and then,
forever.
Those of you that were paying attention to chat there too, Alan's going to be helping work on my truck out on the old tarmac there.
That'll be awesome.
So if you guys want to learn how to do airbags and shocks, that's what we'll be doing. You can hang out and I'm not that mechanical, so I really wanted to do it when Alan could help me because I break stuff.
And by all means, walk up to me and let me come molest your tires because I love it. I'm just saying we could talk some tire stuff and see what you got going on. And man, let's talk rolling resistances and all that sort of stuff. If you guys want to run some numbers and sit down with us, like any of you who are company guys or outside people, and you want to come run some numbers, by all means, come up. Just say, hey, hell, whatever. We'd like to see some people. I'm sure we'll have some stickers to pass out, maybe some new IFTA cards. I'm waiting for the new number to come out. And that'll help you with your fuel purchasing and all that sort of stuff. And, hey, just come out and we're going to do at least one live show. Hopefully we'll do a couple live somethings. I'm not going to schedule them. We're just going to go live, like, screw it. We'll do it live, and we'll just do it right then and there, and we're going to hit the button, and hopefully you guys get the notification. So, you know what? Because I said that, I'm going to do this one more time because it's fun, and it's just not really my favorite thing to do. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right now, because otherwise you're going to miss the live stuff we do during what we call Fleet Week, Driver Appreciation Week at the Phoenix Terminal. Make sure you click on that little bell and click on receive all or something like that and notify for all of things. That way you get a instant notification to your magical little device, and you can come check out mine and Jeff's and Rosie's brand new Z Fold 4 phones, not to be confused with the Z Fold Flip, because that's for old people and grandmothers. I'm just going to throw it out there, whatever. So, and what? look at, yes. Laughter from the crowd. Okay, we're just going to throw that back out.
If you're in the East during Driver Appreciation Week, Sue Smith did say last week that she plans on doing something. She doesn't know what, but she's going to try and put something together at the Ocala terminal.
Right. So
for her operators as well.
Definitely try and swing in there. And you know what? Even if she doesn't get anything official put together, you should swing in there just and say, hey, I'd like to talk to Sue Smith, and I need her autograph because she's Swift famous on the Contractors Corner stuff, and she's a good lady. And hell, maybe she'll take you out fishing. I'm just saying, whatever. I got all kinds of stuff popping up all of a sudden. It's weird. Wow, it's freaking me out. Anyhow, so yeah, click that subscribe, hit the thumbs up, click on the bell so you know when we go live in Phoenix during Fleet Week, because that'll be fun. And hopefully you guys will enjoy whatever it is that we get put together, because why not? I think it'll be cool. When is a good time to fuel?
Yep.
I got a question. So it's up there. Translator said, when is a good time to fuel when payroll closes, Wednesday or Thursday? You should fuel when you need to fuel and when you find the cheapest fuel along your route. Don't care what day it is. Some people argue and say, oh, never fill on Wednesday because that's going to kill your paycheck this week. And I say, if the fuel goes up on Thursday, you just done lost out and hurt your paycheck on Thursday, on the next week. So fuel where the fuel is cheapest along your route at the time, make it happen. Over time, you'll actually find a greater savings on fuel prices doing it that way. And Alan, kill your CV, man. You're killing me here, man. You're going to hit the curb. Turn the wheel.
Turn that down.
You're going to hit the curb.
Someone's making fun of the driver backing up.
Oh, my God. So, yeah.
Instead of getting down and helping him in the rain, he can talk to him over the TV.
Yeah, and look, if you're on a trip, okay, let's say you're dispatched on a trip on a Wednesday and it doesn't deliver till Thursday or Friday, the fuel you get on that trip, as long as you're already dispatched, won't go on until you final out that load. So there you go. So that's something to think about. That was a good point out there.
Like for me, I'm doing a reset right now, and I'm lower than I like to be on my fuel gauge. But I was not going to fill the truck up. I don't have a load. Right. 34.
That would, and with prices right now are kind of on the drop. So you can play that game a little bit better right now doing that. Overall, they seem to be dropping steadily, not like Dennis Lewis talking about the sky is falling. Oh my God, the fuel surcharge tanked. Whatever. Sorry, man. That was just fun. You're welcome, Dennis.
You leave Dennis alone.
Hey, you know what? He's gonna get mad at me, yelling at me.
He's one of the more active members on our thing. You leave him alone.
That's why it's so much fun to pick on him.
There.
See, Bex, that's the name I haven't seen, I don't think. Welcome. Hey.
That's my wife.
Oh, hey, Miss Allen lady person. How do you put up with that guy? I don't even know how you do it. You're up in that saint realm with Saint Rosie over here putting up with my madness, because I can't hardly deal with him at all. So bless your heart, lady.
What do you mean? Answer the phone.
She like,
hey, CW there. Put CW up.
I'm looking.
Half tank and say another way to the next load.
There you go. There's a good one.
There you go.
Yep. Very good.
So CW, you could do that. Or, I'm just going to put this out there. You could use it as an excuse to not take a heavy load. You could say, hey, I got full tanks. I can't take that Costco load. Sorry.
Right? They're constantly.
And then they come back with. Then they come back with 10,000 pounds of something for you to haul even further. So,
right. So, by all means, work it. Do what you got to do.
That is a strategy.
And it works out sometimes, because they're like, oh, God, this guy's got full tanks. We don't know what the heck to do with him. So, it's like a thing. It's a thing. And, it's awesome. So, if you guys got any other questions, by all means, please throw them up. Look at Rosie typing in the chat. So, Bex, that was Rosie responding to you. She's like, right, LOL, whatever. You know what? Look.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
What? I can't hear you.
Wrap it up.
I can't hear you. I can't hear her. If you guys got any questions, throw them up. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this thing. We're coming right up on that 2-hour mark in about 30 seconds. So, get them in, get them now, or hold it till next week at Tuesday, 6 p.m. here on Contractors Corner. We will be here for you every Tuesday. Next week's going to be fun, guys. That's the day of my surgery is our show date. And so that could be very interesting. Not sure how that's going to go. We are trying to do something
Don't give Charlie a
special.
mic.
Not sure how that's going to work out yet. We'll see what happens. But that is week 52 of the show, y'all. That is 1 year completed. And I have not missed a show. And I am not missing next week's show, no matter what. If I am in here just cross-eyed and can't see and wearing a neck brace,
The only one that's
That way
gonna.
down.
looking all magical, it'll be great.
Oh,
It may only
Oh,
I
you're
may
gonna
only
go
be in here for
live.
5 minutes. We're going live. If I got to do it from a recovery room at the hospital, y'all, you just don't understand. It's going to happen. So I will be in this dang show one way or another.
Charlie, are you telling us that you're just going to let it happen?
Exactly, sir. Just let it happen. Well played, sir. You did it. You got it in. Oh, man. Oh, wait. CW is saying that you should. Oh, wait. So you should come knock me in the back of the head. And that's a terrible idea right now, CW. She will put me in a wheelchair and I'm driving my wheelchair with my lips from that day forward. You know how hard it is to steer a big truck with your lips? I can tell you, I tried. It is not cool. And it is not cool at all. Never mind why I had to do that. Just stop it. Don't ask questions like that. Translator said, so I'm in Cali right now. Like to go east. Should be talking to East Planner. No, you need to talk to the West Planner. You need to speak to the planner for the zone that you are currently in and let them know, hey, I want to go east. And something else you could try to do, Translogic, is reach out to your OOC and say, hey, can you set my home time for, I don't know, North Carolina? And they can roll that out. It's not really something that's supposed to happen a lot, but they can kind of make that a short home call request. And sometimes they'll do it, sometimes they won't. But you could say, hey, I want to go to Raleigh, North Carolina, and they'll set your home time for Raleigh, North Carolina. Doesn't mean you have to take time off there. It just means you're trying to get there. And then when you get there, you don't have to take time off, and you could then maybe set your home time to not Oregon, LA, if you want to do that kind of madness. And, you know, set that 8 days out and then they'll point you back to the West. So, yeah, you can work that system. There is a way to do things like that. But, yeah, definitely talk to the West Coast planner. And just in case you're not aware of that number, I'm going to put it up because that's what I do. I like to click on these little buttons and I lost the number, but it's right here somewhere. There it is, 888-246-5126. That is the number for the OO planners. And like I said, option 1 will be for the West Coast people. That's Jerry White. We like that guy. He's all right. We like them all. Look, don't get mad at me, Coretta no more. I like y'all too. I'm just saying Jerry is the, you know, I talk to him more. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just it seems to be
You
the
get a
guy
hold of
talking.
Omar, cherish it.
Yes, Omar's a busy dude. So Omar and Coretta also plan other freight, so they're a little more difficult to get a hold of sometimes because they're not just planning OOs, which I wish they were just planning OOs, but whatever. That's a topic for another day. So we're going to call this last call, y'all. Hey, too cool. We appreciate you popping in here and checking us out, and hopefully you'll subscribe. And if you're not already a Swift contractor, maybe think about coming over and making the jump. It's not a bad place to be. We kind of dig it. I've been here 14 years. Jeff's been here 14, 15, like 1,012 years. And Rosie's been on a truck for the last 7. She can give some people some perspective on a second seat driver, second seat on an owner op truck. You know, she came in through the academy and the whole 9 yards, the Swift Academy out of Lewiston. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of a cool thing. We've got a bit of information, a pretty big group.
And I'm just going to put it out there. Rosie is, in fact, I know this is not politically correct, but she is, in fact, a female, and she's bilingual.
She is bilingual.
So for any of you lady drivers out there or Spanish speakers that would be more comfortable talking to her, we can hook you up and she can get you squared away.
And just so you know, English is not her first language. I'm not sure what her first language is. I think it's Martian, but because sometimes I'm like, babe, can you translate this for me? She's like, I don't know how the hell to say that anymore. I'm like, Look, woman. Yeah, she's like, use Google Translate, knucklehead. That's what the kids do these days, the trophy holders. Anyhow, so yeah. Babe, you got anything you want to throw out there in the world today?
Oh, No.
You know, you let me down every time I do this, and I'm expecting something profound to come out of you, and then you're like, nope. Yeah, Timothy Ransom said, Jeff's been with Swift when Swift was using dinosaurs pulling wagons. I mean, he said Charley too, but I'm just going to leave it with Jeff. He's been here longer than I have, so there you go.
Just for the record, Charley is older than me by almost exactly a year.
True story.
And he actually drove truck before he came to Swift. So yeah, he's the Fred Flintstone in this group.
That's actually true. I did start driving before Jeff ultimately. But then I took some time off and said, screw this trucking is stupid. I hate this mess. I don't like being away from my baby. I can't see my baby. And my kids were much younger than I'm just saying. I might have had some big old salty tears. And hey, Mrs. Allen, that's just fun to say.
Mrs. Allen. My wife's name is Chelsea.
Look, don't ruin it. Her name is now Bob, dude. That's it. You ruined it. Bob, it was very nice to meet you. We're glad you popped in to check out the show. Yeah. We're gonna call this thing a wrap. Jeff, Alan, do you have anything you'd like to say before we kill this thing?
No.
Oh my God, everybody's letting me down. Jeff, it's up to you. Something profound. Ready, go. Oh my God. Vegas, baby. We're going to be out in Vegas sometime around the 3rd to the 6th or something like that.
I'll tell you why I'm distracted, because one of our members, Simona Randall, I'm texting back and forth with her right now.
Okay.
Shame on her for not watching the show, but
oh my gosh.
Whatever. Oh, good.
She's not one of our
going to be
million.
adding a second truck.
Okay.
She's going to be adding a second truck in a couple of weeks. So we're talking about payroll and converting to an S Corp and all that stuff right now.
There you go.
While you guys are actually like doing the show and stuff. That's what I'm doing.
Nice. Oh, and Jeff, you'll be happy to know Dennis Lewis got us a fabulous screenshot of one of the times you froze in the middle of a big old smile. We're going to put that out there as your picture everywhere around the world and the interwebs. And yes, sir, we hopefully got a good one. I can't wait to see it. All right, guys, on that note, we're going to call this thing a wrap. I want to thank you like I do every week, and I truly mean every word that I am about to say. I thank you. We thank you for your time, spending time with us every week here on Contractors Corner. We are live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you don't catch us live, by all means, tune in and check the replays out. We don't take the videos down. You'll find it under the live feed on the channel. And it was awesome for you guys to be here. Rick Jenkins, thank you, buddy, for popping in and sharing your numbers. For those of you who don't know, Rick Jenkins is also confined cooking on the YouTubes here. Everybody else who threw questions and comments and answers, we thank you all. And the new people who joined us, thank you for joining us and checking us out. I hope we will see you all again. And if you're not contractors, think about coming over. What?
So Bitcoin John said, maybe get to my question at some point later.
Oh my gosh. Bitcoin John, I apologize. I didn't see it. You know what? Throw it up right now and I'll take it, man. I'll take it. You're on the spot. Ready, go, John. John, Bitcoin John. John calling Bitcoin John. Please submit your question and we will take it and answer it probably wrong.
He was asking about sending in receipts and all that stuff.
Oh,
up here.
Okay.
Whoa!
There we go. Hey, we got a troll. We're getting spammed. Oh my God! See, we went too long. Bitcoin John, I blame you. That person is done for, y'all. That's some craziness. Oh my gosh! I don't even know what to do right now. The user has been blocked. Sweet Lord. You look.
Isn't that when you know you've made it on YouTube?
I was just going to say, we have made it, y'all.
There it is.
I don't see it.
That was.
How often do I send in my fuel receipts? So I do the monthly report, John. I don't send in individual receipts. I'm not saying it's wrong. You can absolutely send in receipts. If you're going to send in receipts, you should Nice. Sorry, guys. Hit the wrong button. That's great. So, if you're going to send in receipts, what you should do is send them in with each of your trips that you fuel them on. That's just the easiest way to do it. Make sure you put on there. Where's my little stampy stamp? I got a stamp here that tells me exactly what needs to be on there. What the hell needs to be on there, Jeff? Oh my God, where's my stamp? I lost my stamp. I don't know where it is, but I got a stamp somewhere. No, oh wait, it was right there in front of me. Holy hell. What does it say? I got to stamp it. It needs to say cash fuel, your truck number, and your driver code. Of course, now my stamp is useless because it's got Chewy's truck number in there, and damn it. Anybody need a stamp? I'm just saying it's useless now. I'm just going to make it a big black smudge. Oh, my gosh. I can't help it. No, John, don't hold them to the end of the month. If you're doing receipts, by all means, send them in with each of your trips. It's just the easiest way to do it. Scan them along with your trip sheets. If that's the way you're going to do it. If you're going to do the monthly report, then just do the monthly report. Make sure you get it in before the 5th of the month. They want it in by the 5th. And if you're emailing them in the monthly reports, you will send that to fuel tax at Swift Trans. And why is that not in my little thing here? Oh, there we go. You're going to email it to this little address right here, fueltax@swifttrans.com, and include it. Make sure that it's in an Excel format and that all the pertinent information is there as well. All right, guys. John, I hope we got you covered there. If not, reach out to us elsewhere if you can. If not, yeah. If you'd like, call into if we don't have one of mine or Jeff's number, if you give Rosie a call at that number right now on the screen, 813-548-3722, she can give you my cell phone number so that you can reach out to me at any time you need to. Just shoot me a text. Let me know who you are. So if anyone's out there trying to get a hold of one of us, I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to leave the phones up for the next couple of minutes. Let's say the next 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to call in and get this phone number, y'all. And if you do that, I will give you my cell number and we can talk if you need to. All right. On that note, we're going to wrap this up. We have made it, y'all. We've got spam in the chat going to inappropriate places. I'm not sure how to make it go away, but I'm going to do what I can to make it go away. I don't even know if that's possible at this point because that's stuff I don't know how to do.
It says deleted message, so my guess is on the replay it won't show up at all.
Okay, that's good. Oh, God, 2 a.m. heavy breathing calls. You're right, CW. I get a couple of those every now and then. Unfortunately, it's me and my own voicemail. Yep, that happened once or twice or what. Anyhow, we're calling it a wrap. Thank you, guys. That's Jeff on the phone somewhere up in the air. That's Rosie. Damn it, that's Rosie over there. And I'm Charlie. We thank y'all for tuning in to Swift Contractors Corner every week, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Take care of each other. And come see us at Fleet Week in Phoenix. We're going to be there. I mean, Driver Appreciation Week. Oh, my God, I can't talk. Y'all be careful. I'm out.